Yo, welcome to Vegabomber, and well, I can't say welcome to Vegabomber land because I'm not there. I'm not in Dallas right now. I'm in Austin, and I'm hanging out with
Sean Chandler from Sean Chandlertalksabout.
That's right, and if you guys haven't seen any of his videos, I would encourage you, of course, after this video, to go over there, check him out, subscribe if you saw his whole thing and thought that it was wonderful what he's throwing down over there, or even because likes are good too. And now with that crazy YouTube algorithm, just to be safe. Like, subscribe, everything that you think is cool. So, anyways, we're back down to this, and I brought Sean in because I wanted to talk about a specific type of movie, and I'm wondering about this. I'm wondering for you guys out there, what film or films do you like to watch when you're stuck at home because either a sick day or maybe it's a snow day and you just want something that's uplifting because you can't go out, you can't do anything? What films do you turn to? What are your go-to films? So what we've done here today is we've looked at our top three films that you can find us watching if it's a sick day or a snow day, or maybe just it's a bad day altogether and you just throw this film in. And then once we tell you ours, we want to hear what yours are down in the comment sections, because we'll definitely meet you down there and start with that. So let's start with the bottom. We're just going to give you our top three films. Sean, I'm looking at you. Third film that would be the film you'd put in that you'd watch, and then tell us a little bit why that film is on there.
So real quick, I'll give my honorable mention category.
Oh, that's right.
Originally, it's going to be top five, and it was going to be rough for me because that 4 and 5 are rough because my categories below my top three is basically B-movie action movies from like 1985 to 1990. Right. Or 1995. So a bunch of Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal. Mm-hmm. These sorts of movies where some guy just overcomes the bad guys and beats them all up. Yes. There's so many of them. I don't know how I would pick which one's 4, which one's 5. But that would be my category as my runner-up. There's so much Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Under Siege that I could just rewatch over and over and over again. So that would be my runners-up. Okay. My actual number 3 pick.
Number 3.
Very similar to a Jean-Claude Van Damme film, Elf. The Will Ferrell film.
You see what he did there? See the misdirect that he just did there?
So, I remember when that movie came out, and I didn't know what to expect. I knew Will Ferrell from some, Saturday Night Live, Night of the Roxbury, and I hadn't seen him really in any movies up to that point that I really liked him in. So I go see this movie, and just so fun, so funny, so clever, so quotable, so innocent. Yeah. And the word innocent is not one you normally think, Will Ferrell. Innocent comedy. You don't normally think that. In this role, it works so perfectly, and it's just so fun and charming. It's directed by Jon Favreau, who did Iron Man, Jungle Book. Yes. And Chef, and a number of other films. And the guy's like a master of so many different genres. He does Iron Man, kickstarts the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but a few years before that, he does Elf and does one of the best Christmas movies of all time. Yes. And funniest funniest. And the reason I put on my snow day pick is that it might be a Christmas movie, but I still like that movie if I watch it in June. That's right. And actually watching it in Texas in June, it makes me feel a little better. Well, it's nice and refreshing seeing snow. And so I just love that movie. I love that. Yeah. I
think that's great. So then, since you gave some honorable mentions, I'll give you a couple of my honorable mentions, and then I'll give you my number 3. And my honorable mention would be, I would love to watch, you can get me to watch The Equalizer anytime.
Absolutely. That's a great film. Man, whenever Anton Fuqua first came out, it was the Replacement Killers. And I hated the Replacement Killers when it came out because it felt like it was trying to rip off John Woo movies. And I was like, at the height of my John Woo elitism, it's like, who is this guy trying to rip off John Woo movies? Even got Chow Yun-fat to be in it. And then now I would say he's like the king of action movies right now. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good. That's what we want this for. I want this whole interaction. And I guess another honorable mention for me would also be, I know I'm a real Star Wars nerd here, but I love to watch A New Hope. I still love the hope of The New Hope. So that's another one that I'll throw on a day where I can't do anything else. And then The Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn. Oh, yeah. That movie just cracks me up. I
wouldn't put it in this category. It's much more of a Christmas one for me. I hear people just trashing that movie all the time, and I've never heard anyone say positive things about it. My wife and I, we just like that movie. No irony, no backstory. It's just a movie that for us, we watch and we're like, we really like this. Let's put this in Christmas rotation. And people always trash it. Like I don't get it.
I don't get either. The themes are hilarious because they're realistic and you can see them happening, but they make it so fun. And of course, Jon Favreau's in it. Mm-hmm. And then my last honorable mention that I can watch almost any time again, it's Jon Favreau's movie, Chef. I thought Chef was a fun movie to watch as well. So I would say that. Now, my number 3, the bottom of this list, could also be a guilty pleasure. It's Nacho Libre. So Jack Black as this wrestler who wants to be a luchador, and listen to that fake Spanish accent that he's trying to do, and him in tights. It's almost like you kind of throw back to superheroes, but you see guys in tights, and just the humor of that movie just cracks. And Jack Black is he's so ridiculous that you have to laugh at him in this movie. Every time he says, "I'm a luchador," and he gets so upset when people call him out on something, and the face he makes when he's trying to woo the women in this movie, like this particular nun, and he's like, "These are my clothes of leisure," and then he poses and sticks his butt out like he's trying to show off I don't know. The movie to me is just crazy, and I just love it. It just makes me laugh. I just love Jack Black. It's the only Jack Black film that I really go this far with, other than School of Rock. Mm-hmm. So, what about number 2 on your list?
All right. So number 2, very similar to my number 3 pick, Elf. And my number 3 or 2 pick is Rocky 4. So
Rocky 4.
Love the Rocky franchise. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say Rocky 4 is the best of the franchise, but what's the one that you can just pop in anytime? You're in a bad mood, and I just want to watch a movie that's just like, yeah, America, yeah, the underdog. Rocky 4. I mean, it's a short movie.
Yeah.
It moves really fast. Like, yeah. I mean, it's because in so much of it montages that I like to work out, and so then so many times just like it pumps you up. Like, man, I wish I could go to Russia and be in a cabin in the woods and chop wood and run up and grow a beard and look like Stallone in that movie.
Yes.
So I mean, I just can put that movie on anytime, just kind of like, yeah, right, I need to get pumped up. Rocky 4.
Rocky 4, that's a solid one. And I have one that actually has the same impact for me. At number 2, for me, is the one I actually recently discovered, and it was around New Year's Eve, and it's a movie called Sing Street. Mm-hmm. Now, Sing Street is an incredible movie of a coming-of-age story about this guy that likes this girl, so he tells her that he's in a band really to try to get her to like him. He doesn't have a band. So he has to go create a band because of a fib he told to this girl, but then you see everything that's going on in the 80s. It's set in the 80s, so the 80s music, the soundtrack is stuff that I remember that was absolutely hilarious. And watching these guys start forming a band, and then just the interaction between these kids, they're all unknown. But you would think that these kids have acted together before, and they're all musicians who are acting, and so that's another interesting thing. But John Carney's the director of this film. He did Once and Begin Again. There's always a theme of music in John Carney's films. But this one is hilarious, and at the same time, takes you back to the 80s, and then actually the ending is pretty good. So Sing Street, when you put it in, you just grin from here to here, because it's actually just a fun movie. It's not convoluted. There's no convoluted stories. And to me, I don't know how you feel about this, Sean, but to me, a movie doesn't have to be convoluted to be good. It just needs to have a great direction, story, and be executed well.
Right.
And even though we may have seen this before in another film, as long as it's executed well, and it makes me happy at the end of it, I'm okay with that.
Right. And that's where, I mean, some people talk about, well, it's too formulaic, it's too this. Does it do what it's trying to do with excellence? And does it bring something unique to the table?
Yes.
And so, I haven't seen Sing Street, so I can't say if it does that, but just that sort of, like, that, even the way you described it, and that, I guess it's a musical?
It has music elements in it, but it's the way he did the soundtrack. Okay. It's really done well. Like, he integrates it well. And
so then when you hear things like that, you go, those are all unique things that even if like the template of it is formulaic, there's things that make it pop and a thing that is worthy of existing.
Yes. And so Sing Street, it was a surprise. When I watched it, I'd heard other YouTubers talk about it before, and I thought, why haven't I seen this movie? It actually came out on April 16th of 2016, so a lot of people slept on the film, but it's because it's an independent film shot in Ireland about Irish kids from the 80s that loved American pop culture. And we can all remember that kind of time when we just would follow our bands by wearing their hairstyles and wearing their clothes and stuff, and you see that here, and it's just refreshing. So I like that. So now you guys are going, quit talking and tell us what your number ones are. So we're going to do that. So Sean's going to kick off with his number 1 film to watch on a snow day or a sick day.
Or any day. And that would be Warrior, movie from about 5 years ago. It's about MMA, totally bombed at the box office. And it's a great movie. Everyone that's seen it that I'm aware of just loves this movie. It's
That's
got
the one with Edgerton?
Joel Edgerton, Tom Hardy, Nick Nolte.
Yes.
And it's like all great sports movies. It's really about the interconnection and the drama behind it, and then the sports are kind of a metaphor for what's going on elsewhere.
Right.
And so then this movie, the first hour of it's very much kind of a slow-building drama that's establishing the family situations and what's going on. And then you get about an hour and 10 minutes into it, and this tournament starts, and it's like a non-stop stream of just like payoff moments, just victory cheering like no other movie I'm aware of. And so then anytime I want to get pumped up and kind of like just have this sense of victory, accomplishments, overcoming barriers, obstacles, warrior. I mean, and anytime that the movie, if I walk in the room and it's that last hour started, I'll just finish the movie. Like I've fallen asleep and my wife's put it on, and so I wake up like 2 a.m. and it's like it's halfway through Warrior, and I was like, all right, I'm up, and I'll stay up until 3 a.m. Now, okay, time to go to bed. I mean, just so powerful, moving, and well choreographed, and just something that just gets you pumped and excited. Watching it both because it's exhilarating and because of just what's happening and overcoming things. Love that one.
Well, I think that's a great pick. And so my number one film, and again, and it's okay, you can say that I'm fanboy biased on this, but my number one film to watch is Fanboys. When I want to be lifted up, this movie, if you've never seen this movie, it was a smaller independent film, and it just basically is a road film between these friends who have the idea that they're saying, well, hey, it's set in the 80s or right before you see the first The Phantom Menace, before you see the first Star Wars film in a long time, within that first break. So it's set back in the 90s, actually. And so it's about these friends who get together, go on this road trip, because what they think they're going to do is be the first ones to see the first Star Wars movie in a long time. And so all this hilarity ensues as they drive through all the towns and try to get there. So it's hilarious. There's a reference to Harry Knowles in it because they supposedly come through Austin, which is where we're at right now. So
I live in Austin.
In the house.
I was at a movie with Harry Knowles just this past Tuesday. She was at my John Wick 2 show.
That's right. And if you like and again, if you're a fan of Star Wars, you're going to get it right away. Even if you're a fan of Star Trek, you're still going to like this because you get the drive of these kids. The connection is the movie, but it's bigger than just the movie. It's about their friendships and how they're willing to get together and make this supposedly weird dream happen. And it's hilarious. They use mostly lines from Star Wars films. So as you're watching it, you're going, Empire. Oh, that was what Lando said in Return of the Jedi. Oh, and they do it on purpose. So they make it a part of the dialogue where they're using it, but you know where the line came from. So fun movie. Every time you put it in, it's great. So I think that's what you guys need to know. What I'm interested in now, and I bet you what Sean's interested in now, is what do you guys put down in the comment sections? What do you guys like to watch? What's, or if you think some of these are kind of corny or stupid and you're going, why would you pick that movie? Hey, that's okay. Put it down in the comment section. We'll meet you down there. We'll chat about it. We'll talk about it. And we'd love to hear what yours are. So if you like this content, once again, I want to say this before I go there. I want to encourage everyone, if you haven't had a chance, go check out Sean Chandler's channel. And where can they find you, Sean?
So you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and of course YouTube at Sean Chandlertalksabout, where I like to talk about movies. And I don't want to just talk about movies, I want to talk about movies with you. So please give my channel a try, comment, maybe even subscribe.
That's exactly right. And by the way, when you have minds that kind of think alike and they're in the same city but then have different nuances to it, don't you want to find out other people who kind of think like you but then have different nuances? That way you learn different things. So if you haven't already, same thing here, go ahead and hit that like button if you like what you see. And at the same time, if you haven't subscribed, then go ahead and subscribe if you like what you see here. Otherwise than that, I think we've got some more stuff to talk about because there's a whole bunch more DC news coming out.
Yes.
Some more other Batman news. And so we'll work on that to give you more content. Otherwise than that, we're out. It's your boy Vegabomber and Sean, and we'll see ya.